All right, fantastic. Good evening, everybody. How's it going out there in the live stream world? I am Radlin Mendoza, and this is my husband and law partner, John Gardner, and we are the founders and immigration attorneys here at Gardner and Mendoza.
Yeah, how's everyone doing out there tonight?
Yeah, and we have a very, very special guest with us this evening.
Yes.
Mr. Roy Estaris, and I'm gonna just give a couple seconds here for people to hop on. Want to say hello to the folks on TikTok, and yeah, Roy, you're on TikTok, so we're vibing with the youngins, yeah. Guys on TikTok, it might be a little bit hard for you to hear, Mr. Estaris. So if you want to hop onto our live stream at Gardner Mendoza Law on Facebook, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Then you can hear what Roy is saying regarding dual citizenship and how to properly send legal documents to the Philippines. I know that people who are joining are very interested in this topic. So also, if you have questions, please put them in the comments and have them all for Roy. You know,
that's right.
We can have a week off, and we can give Roy all of the hard questions. I hope everybody's hearing this.
It shouldn't be that hard. It won't be that hard at all.
Thanks for joining us. And for those of you who are just coming on, we do this every Wednesday at 8 o'clock for 1 hour. We give you updates, and we like to answer your legal questions, immigration questions. And I do need to tell you that what we do here is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not technically legal advice that we're giving, or anything that Roy says for that matter.
Yes, absolutely. So if you have any follow-up questions, because a lot of times the questions that we get, they are very specific, very fact specific. And sometimes when we hear the question, it might be yes. But when we hear more facts about your case during consultation, or if Roy talks to you, the answer could be no. So you want to just take everything here as informational purposes only, and just be smart. And John and I always recommend that you get a consultation.
Yeah,
whether it would be awesome if it were with us, Zoom consultation, or wherever you are, somebody that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, so get your questions loaded up. And I'm going to be watching TikTok over here. I monitor the TikTok world and our TikTok family that's joining us. And so if you have a question on TikTok, go ahead and get it loaded, and then we will try to get to it.
Yep.
All right.
And so I'm sharing now. So Roy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? But before you do that, I want to tell everybody out there who's watching, Roy is a superstar, right? And this guy, he's awesome. He is a true inspiration to all entrepreneurs out there, especially to Filipino entrepreneurs. This man is in everything. He does everything, and he seemingly does everything well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Radlin, that's enough. That's enough. Oh, come on.
I haven't seen any bad product.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. This guy is amazing, but he'll probably be modest, but he is a true entrepreneur here in the Hampton Roads area. One of the first Filipino business people in Travel Outlet has been around forever since when, like the 70s.
But your mom and dad they're the frontiers of this whole community. The 1960, wasn't it 1960 or 15?
But Roy, we're talking about you today.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I'm just saying,
absolutely.
Your mom and dad are incredible. But no, I opened up. Yeah. My mother, I don't know. Most of you know my mom. Her name is Dina Estaris. She was noted as the first Filipina nurse here in the Hampton Roads at Depot in 1952.
Wow.
53. But, she was my favorite and my best salesperson, of course. We'll be at Military Circle Mall. She'll be walking around together. Here's my son's card. Buy a ticket. But no. But in 1986, I opened up the Travel Outlet, and that became one of the largest ticket consolidators to the Philippines, to the Trans-Pacific. And we were noted from 1995 to 96, 97, 98.
Wow.
As the internet grew and everything, we merged into a different company. It's JustGo Philippines. I'm the director of JustGo Philippines, which is a umbrella of different companies from entertainment to legalization, as far as doing documents, travel, everything. So it's really promoting the Philippines. But as of today, of course, I'm the accredited notary for the Philippine Consulate for the Commonwealth of Virginia, the public relations officer for the Philippine Cultural Center, and of course, overall, just a travel advisor for for all the Filipinos going home and abroad. And of course, the question is, how do we go to the Philippines now with the COVID problems here? So
Yeah, that is,
basically,
and
yeah.
what real quick, Roy, I just want to I just because it's soft, my speaker is soft, it's not very loud, so I just want to, for the folks on TikTok, we are talking today to Roy Estaris. He is a travel consultant to the Philippines. He is an authorized notary in Virginia here on the East Coast, to the Philippine Consulate. And today he's going to talk about travel to the Philippines, as well as, a little bit of dual citizenship, as well as what we can do when we're sending legal documents back to the Philippines. And so if you guys can't hear Roy on TikTok, then please hop on over to Facebook right now, because it's a very, very important conversation. I know a lot of people don't want to miss out on the conversation. So, all right. Sorry for interrupting, Roy. So yeah, what's going on? Like John and I have been talking about traveling, and we talk about traveling into the United States, people coming in, but what's happening with people going to the Philippines? Say we have a client and he wants to go meet his fiance for the first time, or his, the person that he's been talking to. What's up? What's the deal?
Yeah, it's tough. So the Filipino citizens with a Philippine passport, the Philippine foreigners now that are residing here in the United States, that are considered balikbayan, can go home. If you have dual citizenship, you can go home.
Okay.
And that's as of today. That could change in the next 30 days. They may
24 hours, right?
Yeah, it could. But right now, if you are an American trying to get to the Philippines for a fiance or just for tourism, it's not highly recommended. In order for an American citizen like myself, I'm born here. My parents were naturalized before I was born, so I'm considered an American. I can't go without a visa. So I hate to say this, but trying to get an appointment at the Philippine embassy to get a visa, it's difficult, especially in Washington, D.C. Not unless you know somebody, and I hate to say that, but
aren't you the person that we know, though? Aren't you the person we know?
I do it for like I did one for the ODU professionals, like Professor Carpenter from ODU. I did that for him. But again, for those that are trying to get to the Philippines on a fiance, to visit their fiance, it's very difficult.
Okay, very difficult.
You have to get the appointment at the Philippine embassy, go there, apply, and it has to be approved by the Department of the DFA. And the DFA, it's in the Philippines, so they have to approve that process there and then come back to you. So it could take about 6 to 8 weeks to get a real visa to travel abroad.
Okay, well, that's not terrible.
No, it's not bad. But currently,
6 to 8 weeks to get a visa to go to the Philippines if you
as a Philippine American. As an American.
As an American. Okay. So you have to have a visa.
Right. And then on top of that, the airfares now have doubled. They used to be around $1,300 from the Hampton Roads. Now it's about $2,600, $2,300 to $2,600 on airfare. And then when you are and then you have to fill out these forms to get to the Philippines. It's really a health form, and you're to get a QR code to be able to get on that flight. And then when you arrive, you have to have at least 6 nights hotel reservations to be quarantined for at least minimum 6 nights. And you have to pay for that. They're not going to pay for it. And that's averaging about $100 per night. And then you have to pay for your food. So just if you can avoid leaving for the Philippines anytime soon, I would wait till probably the beginning of next year, like January. And then we, just wait and see if the fares will drop. But right now it's really crazy. 2,300 to the Philippines. That's absurd. I mean, and I know we normally pay $900 to $1,000.
Yeah.
So,
so it looks you're basically saying the airfare Philippines doubled. Then you got the visa issue, the quarantine of 6 days, which you have to pay for in the hotel. They're not going to pay for that for you, and of course, they're delivering your food to your door.
Exactly.
That's what my mom said.
Yeah,
because my mom recently went back, but of course, she did not need a visa or anything like that. So we've got a couple of questions here, Roy.
Sure.
And do we have any dual citizen related questions or any type of?
Not yet coming through TikTok.
Okay.
We have a couple questions.
Gotcha. We're going to hold off on just general immigration questions, but one of the questions. So if I were to send a legal document to the Philippines, right? Say it's a special power of attorney, and my dad wanted to send it to his sister to take care of, some land in the Philippines. Everybody knows that this is extremely common. What can I just send the power of attorney, the special power of attorney over?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's 2 options right now.
Okay.
The Commonwealth of Virginia, of course, the Richmond location that does the apostille, which they call the apostille now. You can't just walk in anymore. You either have to send the documents. But one touch that I have to recommend, if you can, there is a when you send that document, the actual cover letter has to say the document is for the Philippines.
Okay.
And then at the very bottom of that document, normally I endorse it and do the normal notary process. But on the bottom, it does say on my stationery or in my documentation or endorsement that the Philippine apostille has taken over in as of May of 2019. And the red ribbon was taken over by the apostille. So there's an endorsement in the very bottom of my documents, and it's easy. It's an easy in and out. So if you got the document already drafted, you can bring it to me. I can notarize it and has my endorsement. It takes about 5 business days to process, and it comes back with a gold seal. The red ribbon is no longer accepted. And another thing, in the embassy, you have to either make an appointment, which is impossible, and go to Washington and do that, or you can go through me, or and it has to be in the state of Virginia because I represent the Virginia Commonwealth. If you're coming from California, or but the document is addressed here in Virginia, but you're like a relative is part of selling the properties, and they have all the siblings that have to sign on this document. As long as I receive as long as I get their signature here and they're here to sign, I can sign for them. Another document, a proof of document, is a Philippine or U.S. passport. I can use that as identification. That's about pretty much it.
So they don't specifically have to go to your office. They can send everything to you.
They can try to send it to Richmond, but again.
But can they send it to you? Oh no, because you have to notarize it.
Well, I have to notarize it, but I also and then don't do these online services for these the apostille. I just had a client who paid $1,400 to do 5 documents to sell a piece of property. And it just kept on going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I said, no, don't go online, because they don't know the actual, they're just trying to get your money.
All right, that is amazing. Can you repeat that to our TikTok fam? That is really great.
Yeah, going online, trying to do an apostille for the state of Virginia. You try and go online and you're working with these people up in New York or in Florida or somewhere else. They have to get the apostille from, if where they're from in the state of Virginia, it has to be done from the state of Virginia.
Gotcha.
So I don't know this client, they were sending it to a New York agency that said they do the apostille. They sent it back, and it said, incorrect information. You need to do this. And it cost him, again, almost, he said he paid $1,400. I said,
wow.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good warning to just be careful with your online services and your client who lost $1,400.
Well, and then they came to me, and my services are $75, which include the UPS and the notary, and that's it.
$75. Roy, I think you should raise your rates up a little bit.
Oh, shh.
Don't we do have some questions that are starting to come in through TikTok. So some of these folks joined in a little bit late.
Well, let's say hello to some folks here. Okay. Hi, Mom. How are you? Now you see Roy. My mom is here watching from the Philippines, Roy.
Oh, wow. Hi, Andy.
We've got Elizabeth, and we've got Rose. How's it going, Rose? And we've got Elizabeth. Thank you guys for hopping in. We're going to get to your questions.
Yeah.
And but thank you guys for joining us tonight and listening to Roy. He's got a lot of really important things to say about this topic. Edison's here too. What's up, Edison?
Hey, Edison. So, Roy, a couple of the questions that came through. One, some of these people came in a little bit later. One is the clarification. I wanted to know, so do you have to be, and you already talked about this, a dual citizen to go to the Philippines right now? Is that an absolute necessity?
Yes. It's a dual, or again, if you are married to a Filipino citizen, you're okay to travel with a Philippine passport holder. And then if you're a balikbayan, it's a former Filipino citizen now residing or living in the United States. When you travel to the Philippines as a balikbayan, you need to just have your birth certificate and your naturalization papers, and they require your originals, and that's it. And if you show your balikbayan, you can just go home. I think the maximum stay as a balikbayan is 90 days, but again, you are able to go. But if you're, again, just an American passport holder born here, you do require a visa. If you are acquiring for dual citizenship, are you ready for that information? Or
yeah. So just to refresh that, so U.S. citizens with no dual citizenship require a visa to go to the Philippines, and as we mentioned earlier, that's taken about 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
So who's
You're in DC?
Right. So who's approved to get dual? Those that are, again, previous Filipino citizens with proof of the following. They have to have an application. They have to have a Philippine birth certificate, now called the PSA birth certificate, which has to look, I don't know if you can see this, but that
got samples
seal.
Nice. Look at that.
So it's the PSA guys now, not the SO anymore, right?
No, I mean, all those old birth certificates are obsolete, and they have to go apply. And if their birth certificate, their old one, is legit, then they should be at the PSA offices in the Philippines, and you can acquire those birth certificates now on a website called PSA SER Bilis BILIS.com .ph. So you can Google that if you want to do that, or I can send that information out to you. But no,
I'm going to put that in the comments.
And then also required to do your dual citizenship is if you have an old passport and copies of your U.S. passport, your marriage certificate, and definitely your naturalization certificate, and 4 2x2 passport pictures. And the processing fee at the embassy is $50.
They need to raise their fees too.
I used now just as of October. No, sorry, as of July, I used to be able to process the dual and send it up to the embassy. They do not accept that anymore. You have to go make the appointment online. Just go to the philippineembassy.org website, and you'll see online appointments. And if you're applying for a passport or if you're applying for a dual citizen, you click on that, and good luck. And hopefully that the appointment comes in within so many months. It's not easy to get that. So, but yeah, if you have all those documents, which require 4 copies of each, that's again, the marriage certificate, your naturalization papers, 4 picture IDs, and then as you find, if you get the Philippine birth certificate like this, you will send the original or bring that up to the embassy, and then they will process your papers supposedly that morning, and that afternoon you'll take your oath swearing now as a Filipino citizen, as a dual. I'm not sure what your if you have certain reasons to become a dual, but remember, if you become a dual, you'll get double taxation here in the U.S. and also in the Philippines if you are making income in the Philippines.
So that's important, guys. If you didn't hear that, and folks on TikTok, if you want to hop over to Facebook, where you may be able to hear a little bit better, it's Gardner Mendoza Law, and that's on Facebook. But Roy just gave out some super helpful information about applying for dual citizenship, and you can always watch the recording on Facebook, because once this live is over on TikTok, it's no longer available, but it will be available on Facebook. So that is awesome information.
Yeah, Roy, and I think one of the questions that came in already was about taxes from Rose, so that's good. I'm glad you touched on that.
So double taxation, if you if
you're earning income in the Philippines.
Yeah. Right.
So if you are a dual citizen and you have income in the Philippines, you will be paying Philippine income tax.
And
U.S. income tax. And U.S. income tax. Both. Yeah. All right. Like my dad and you probably.
No. Here, but I don't pay.
You're not a dual. You're not a dual citizen, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. So Roy, I was kind of looking at it because someone had asked this question in my comments and on TikTok. And do you have to be, so this is for people who are what you just described, for people who have naturalized and become U.S. citizens, correct? They were born in the Philippines or otherwise Philippine citizens. They naturalized and became a U.S. citizen. You've got to go through this process in order to become and get your Philippine passport back, correct?
Yeah.
Like there's no, you're a dual citizen.
Okay, so you're an American passport holder, right?
Right.
You're from the Philippines, but then you're trying to get a Philippine passport. So yeah, it's the dual process, the dual citizen process.
Okay. Yep. Now, do you also assist with people like us, right? Kids of Philippine citizens who want to have dual citizenship?
Yeah, of course. Now there's a certain rule on adult Filipino Americans and their parents for Filipinos. So I believe if you were born after before 1970, you no longer can apply for dual. It's just some type of weird law. I don't know if you know Naomi.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Naomi is her mother's still Filipino citizen, so she can apply. But as an adult, she was born in 1963. She has to go back to Cavite, where her mom's from, and apply there for the dual. So it's kind of a challenge to do all that.
Interesting. Okay.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because I think so we're getting a lot of great feedback. Leslie's like, this is amazing to know. Great information. So thank you again for coming up.
TikTok here said great information.
I'm glad you guys can hear on TikTok. Yeah, awesome. Let's see here. I think we have a question printing this again. Let's see. I'm Filipino origin, but I have a Greek citizen. If I become an American citizen, can I have dual citizenship, Greek, American? Interesting.
That's a triple citizenship.
That's triple citizenship. Right. Triple citizenship. So we can answer the question probably it wasn't your question, Ruella. But we can answer the question that, yes, from what Roy is saying, you can become a citizen of the Philippines, right? Going through this dual citizenship process, right, Roy? Or
yeah,
if she naturalized,
I got the question. I'm a Filipino origin, so born in the Philippines.
Yep.
But she is now a Greek citizen. She can apply for dual in Greece if she's in Greece. I'm not sure. But then if not, if I became an American citizen, can I? Of course. So since you are, originally a Filipino citizen, yes, you can apply for a dual as an American. It'd be easier because you're here in the States, and it would be just the same process as anyone else would take. But yeah, are you? Again, the question is Greek American. So she's she a resident here? Yeah. Is she a resident here in the United States then?
We'll assume that.
Okay.
She's trying to become a naturalized citizen. Yeah. We'll assume she's a lawful permanent resident. So yeah, it sounds like the answer is yes, you can still become a dual citizen.
It's going to be a while. It'll take some time to get the naturalization done here for the US, and then we do the Philippine. Yeah, sure. It's pretty sure.
Awesome.
No problem.
Great question. Thank you.
We've got a comment here. Did you already see this one? Roy is amazing. I know him in the PCC.
Roy, you're amazing. See, everybody thinks you're amazing.
Oh, love. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, the PCC is going to be opening up in probably January or February with a. Let me also suggest, if those are trying to do dual and cannot get an appointment, or they're trying to get their passport, the PCC usually accommodates the embassy, what they call the embassy outreach, and we usually hold that at the Philippine Cultural Center. And if time permit, when we get the PCC open back up, then we'll get it scheduled for the embassy people to come down, so you don't have to go to Washington.
Awesome.
So just stand by with that.
So Roy, that's open to anyone in all 50 states, right? If they want to travel to Virginia, they can come and do that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I was there at the embassy about 2 weeks ago. There were people flying from Tennessee, from Florida, all over just to get that appointment. It was amazing. It was just, and they don't let people in the PCC. You have to have a mask. If you don't have an appointment, they're not going to let you in. So there was about 50 to 75 people outside the embassy. Good thing it wasn't raining, because I was one of those 75 people. So yeah, it's a challenge to get these documents done, but there is a way. And if you have patience and time, you should have no problem.
Awesome. So Roy is talking about what we always talk about, patience. Because usually patience with the U.S. immigration process, as you know, Roy, I'm sure you've heard from our community how long everything is taking. But yeah, patience all around, a good hefty dose. Is there a question up there?
Well, Caramel's 928 wants to know if you have any info as to when the estimated time where the Philippine government will be lifting travel quotas.
Travel quotas.
I don't know what they mean by a travel quota.
Travel quotas.
So
I
Roy,
couldn't answer that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that that's phrased correctly
Okay.
with. Oh, but we have a couple people. Art 171 says good morning from Japan, joining
Wow.
us, and Jan Cruzan 8 says that she's hello, watching from the Northern Marianas Islands.
wow, that's
Wow.
awesome.
Very cool. All right.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I have some questions here. Let's see. So, Roy, other than, you do a lot. You do a lot as the official notary, okay, of the Philippine Consulate for Virginia. But what other services do you provide? And guys, let me say, reach out to Roy. We're going to put, if you need his help for this.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll give you his contact.
I'm going to
information.
say he's the cheapest guy in town.
Cheapest. Thanks, Rat. No, but
And the
as
best.
far as travel, we do all travel around the world, but we
Yeah.
do specialize travel to the Philippines. Every 2 years, we have what they call the PAMRA reunion tour. That's the Filipino American Military Retiree Association. That normally averages between 300 to 400 retirees going home to the Philippines and, just enjoying their stay for about 2 to 3 weeks. So, yeah, we do all travel throughout the Philippines from Davao to Upper Luzon to Burgos. Anyways, we also do, I do events like I'm trying to get Chris Lawrence. I don't know if you know Chris Lawrence, but we just had Ice Sugera.
I
Very
know
good
Ice
friends
Sugera.
with, yeah, Mike. We
Nice
just
knows
did
too.
yeah, you didn't? Did you go? You didn't go to the
I
show?
didn't go. No.
But like Mark Rivera, Gary
Why are you calling me
Valenciano.
out like that? I'm going to
Yeah,
go to
just-
Jokoy though. John and I
That's
have
right.
You're
front
like
row
my
seats.
sister. You're like my
Fourth
sister.
row.
Come on. But we do events as far as Philippine artists, mainstream artists coming to Virginia, Washington. I also again do the notarizations and documents for the embassy, and also trying to do staffing for Filipino seniors that like Filipino caregivers because they're the best. The Filipino caregivers now are just wanted all over.
Yep.
Their services they're passionate and loyal. And then
See,
also,
he does everything.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
awesome.
And then one more thing, new on board.
Oh, something new. No way.
Solar,
Not you and Naomi.
solar paneling. I'm going to call
Solar
you guys
panels.
up next
Can
week.
we get the solar panels for free?
Yes. As a matter
See?
of fact, it's free.
Told you he
It's-
was best.
awesome.
Best.
no,
Best.
it's. Don't worry. I'll call you, Rad. I'll call you guys.
Best
I'll
deal
let
in
you
town. This guy.
And also on top of that, we do events. We do PhilFest USA. Every year we
We're
do.
proud. Gardner Mendoza, proud supporters of
Proud-
Yeah,
PhilFest.
and we
Yeah,
thank
proud
you so
supporters.
much. I should get Naomi on this call.
Yeah,
But,
we don't need anyone to take over the call. You need to get your information out.
Oh no, to say hey, just say hey.
Oh yeah, right. You know, Naomi would just run this whole call and TikTok,
I
and
know.
she would do
Yeah,
it all
okay.
somehow.
Yeah.
But that is awesome. Let me just make sure that we don't have any. Do you see any other
we've got
questions here?
Well, we've got a couple questions. One was about the dual citizenship. Other than the income taxes, and I scrolled away a little bit ago. Someone had asked, other than having to pay income tax, are there any disadvantages that you're aware of becoming a dual citizen?
Now, that's the only thing that I always bring up. Anything else, I can't see where it is a negative or anything similar. But let me think here. What was the? No, I have no other problems now.
Rather just
The
income
benefits
tax.
are you can buy a house and land. If you have real estate there, you're able to negotiate or do whatever you need more easier than not being a dual. But if you have a business there, if you want to open a business, it's best to have a dual citizenship because owning knowing that to open up a business there without being a Filipino citizen, you have to find a Filipino citizen to be your partner to open up a business. I think you
Gotcha.
guys know that for sure.
Yeah, but that is really good information to know about
Yeah.
just ease of running the business and all that.
And while we're on property, if you could, there's one other and question. I don't know if you're getting a little out here, but on property, somebody had asked earlier, they're a U.S. citizen, their parents' property in the Philippines. I think their concern is when their parents die, do they have to be a dual citizen to somehow inherit that property? Or
That is a really
if
good
you
question.
know, or is
That's
there
a really
benefit
good
to dual citizen?
question. Yeah, it would be nice if they can get their dual at this late stage. I don't know how old they are, but I have that same problem. I inherited some property, but because I'm U.S., I have to go there and do the surveying and all the processing at the in Pangasinan to do the title change, if all possible. Okay, first thing is if you can get the titles changed now as your parents are alive, get that done now, or find someone that can be your power attorney in the Philippines that you can trust, really trust, and get that special power of attorney signed and endorsed. So when time comes that you need to sell that property, you have that person in the Philippines that you can trust to do the processing of the sales contracts and so forth. But as a dual, if you can get that now, if you haven't done it, get it now. If you got property in the Philippines, you do it now. If you know you're going to inherit that property, do it now. I failed.
Okay.
I didn't do it before my mom, dad.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's been a
Okay, so
challenge.
you all heard that. If you
hopefully
are
you guys heard that. Yeah,
on
that was
TikTok,
so.
if
That
you
was
are concerned about property that you have there, another reason to do it now.
Mhm.
Get your dual citizenship, get it taken care of, so that you can then work on the property project as well.
right.
Mhm.
And so you said the parents might the parents in the Philippines may think about transferring like before they
Before
pass.
they, yeah.
Would they? I mean, does it make a difference? Like if they just pass it to the U.S. citizen, or are you saying
Well,
pass it, get dual citizenship, and then do that?
well, if the parents are still alive, go ahead and transfer the certificate to the heir or the
Yeah.
children.
Okay.
That's the first thing. And then next is once that's done, and let's say they want to sell the property or they want to keep the property, they still need someone to sign
Gotcha.
for to manage the property. That's where you do the special power of attorney.
Gotcha. You're
So
just basically saying like the ease of doing it while the parents are alive is just so much
yeah,
easier
much easier.
than yeah, and easier to transfer, do a title transfer. They still would have to have a power of attorney, someone you
Or
trust,
someone
right?
to manage in the
Someone to
Philippines.
manage it. Or if you're dual, then I mean you still may even need a power of attorney if you're not in the Philippines often, but it would probably
Yeah.
be easy to transact. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
This is great information.
if you're a dual citizen, then it's just easier all the way
So if
around.
my parents are watching, it's time to transfer the money right into our bank
Did you hear
account.
that, Auntie? Oh, boy.
All right, looking for more dual or any questions that might be coming to you, Roy, real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking for.
I have a question, Roy, and I really should know the answer to this a little bit more, and but a lot of my so when we meet folks, they're already married or it's the fiance visa process. But sometimes people ask, well, how do I get married in the Philippines? And I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer to that question, like the process. Actually on a client consultation, and um the woman worked at a registrar's like where she does marriages and stuff, and I asked her I was like, I should be paying you for this consultation.
Yeah.
But she made it seem like it really was done right there in the local municipality where they were thinking about getting married.
Right.
But I don't know if you have any insight on that. If you don't, it's fine.
Well, I have many of my clients that just wanted to fly to the Philippines and marry someone there. They would just go ahead and get married, but before you even get married, make sure that she's legally, don't have any children, that
Yeah.
deal. And because if I'm correct, there's nothing called divorce in the Philippines.
Right. That's
And
correct.
in
Yes.
order for them um, to get married, again, they have to be released by their original husband. What is that term called? I can't remember.
Annulment.
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 Mhm.
Yes. That is a
So
years long process. That is a years long
yeah,
process. It's
so
not.
that clears. Make sure you clear that out. I did have clients that just go ahead and got married there, but then it didn't make a difference. You still had to go through the immigration process to get her here to the
Yep.
United States.
Yeah.
So you
Gotcha.
know that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is it that easy? Right now, until we get clear of this COVID mess, then yeah, it's going to be very busy. It's going to be very busy. A lot of
Gotcha.
guys are
Gotcha.
they got their fiancés waiting.
Oh yeah.
Well,
We know.
Roy, Lizelle 174 on TikTok must like the information because they sent a rose. So that's
Oh yeah, we're making money on TikTok off of you, Roy.
Oh,
I did. We did a
is
live,
that
babe. We made so much money on TikTok. It was like 34 cents. It was awesome.
awesome.
Keep sending.
Okay.
Keep sending. We have 3 children going to college. My mom says, "What money?" I meant property. I didn't mean money. I meant property.
Well,
Oh,
this
that's
is
your mom,
great.
yeah.
You guys are doing this for the community. I didn't know. Do you do this every week?
Every
What-
week. Yep.
Every week? Okay.
We are
Well, I'll
here
be.
answering immigration questions every week,
Yeah.
and you have been a stellar guest. You are definitely coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
This is such good information. Do we have any other questions for Roy?
Yeah, Sonochoa sent some kisses.
Oh, look at that. Where are they
And
from? So
Ty Love 1001 says hello and greetings from Colorado. Thank you.
All right.
That's awesome. All right.
So there are people all over, and they're watching this, which is super cool.
Yeah.
And of course, our Facebook fam, who they have been with us for almost 2 years now.
Almost
Yeah,
2 years in February.
we've been doing this for almost 2 years. Every Wednesday night.
I knew that. I knew that, but that's nice. I appreciate you inviting me and being a part of this evening's
absolutely.
event.
Great information. You're a fantastic guest. Thank
I
you.
know. So
It's an honor to have
just
you.
You always
high
supported
value.
Naomi. Yeah.
High value. But I don't. Roy is coming off of the meeting, hopping on ours, so I don't want to keep him if we don't have any other questions for him.
Okay.
Anything? I mean, I
Again,
hate to let you
very
know.
important. If anyone born in the Philippines, they need to get their PSA birth certificate.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this is maybe the 4th time Roy has said this. We are no longer in the NSO stage of birth certificates,
That's
guys.
right.
We are in the PSA. You're in the PSA. You've got to have your PSA birth certificate. In the comments here on Facebook, we put in the website, and I'm going to just go ahead and repeat that again. I wrote it down. Let me see if I can.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I can't read the handwriting. Okay, so is it Roy? Can you give me the website again to getting the
birth certificate?
Yeah, this is the website to get your Philippine PSA birth certificate. PSA SER.
Hold on. Birth certificate. Okay.
PSA. I'm going to write that again.
Okay, www.psaserbilis.com.ph. Did me chat that over to you?
Is that PSA SERBILIS as in bilis, like fast? Is that right?
Yeah.
Dot
It's really inexpensive. To get one copy, it's about 368 pesos, which is equivalent to $7. once you get approved and the certificate is issued, they send it to a relative in the Philippines that you must trust, or a close person, and then but that person is responsible for sending that document to you here in the United States. I've seen it to go from about a 2-week process to about a 4-week process, but it's really inexpensive. It's about $7 to request, and they deliver it to your family in the Philippines.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
See, did not know this.
Yeah, that's great information.
So that's fantastic.
And Roy Ann says aloha from Hawaii on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome! But I know a lot of Anns. Do you know which Ann is it? Oh,
It's probably you probably know her. It's probably
I probably do. I'm sorry, but hey,
Roy,
aloha,
he knows everyone. He
aloha.
is Mr. Beach.
Oh God, did you
All
get
right.
it?
I think we are good, Roy, with the questions.
Okay.
So let me see here. We want to just thank you so
thanks
much
for coming on, Roy.
You guys, no problem. For you guys, anytime.
We
have
really
so much great information, super helpful.
Okay. All right.
And remember, folks, if you're looking for
right. Can we get contact information? I'll put it up on the screen.
You can call me. My cell is 757-449-2576. That's 757-449-2576. My email is restaris3@gmail.com. And I think you got
is it your full name?
No, just Estaris. Do you get my chat? Do you get that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Typing it over to you. So yeah, it's
I don't know where that goes.
restaris3@gmail.com.
Oh, 3. Got it. Okay.
restars3@gmail.com.
Guys, Roy will help you out.
If you need more help with this or want
and then
do
you want the office address, or
if you want to get on a cruise?
Yeah.
Want a tour of the Rhine Valley.
I know.
Actually, I'm leaving tomorrow for Miami for the inaugural MSC Seashore. You got to check that ship out, guys. It's magnificent. It's huge. It's the first, its inaugural cruise this year for MSC Cruise Lines. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, this is Roy's contact information up on the screen there. So please grab a screen grab or get a pen real quick and write it down, because reach out to him if you need some help.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, he is. He's the best. He's the best of the best. He does a lot of things. And tonight we have spoken with him about dual citizenship and sending legal documents to the Philippines and getting them properly notarized and not getting ripped off on the internet. So call Roy. Even if you're not in Virginia, he may be able to point you in the right direction if you need to get those legal documents notarized for use in the Philippines. So
thank
you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Really appreciate it. You have a great night.
All right, Roy. Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving. Take care.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, King. Wow, that was really great information.
I thought it was going to be only
that was dense with
very
super
dense.
Useful
He gave very specific. So for you guys on TikTok, if you want to check that out, it is going to be on our Facebook as a recording. So if you want to check out what Roy had to say and you missed some of it, go check it out there. He's a cool guy. And also contact information is going to be in our comments on Facebook. And we will go ahead and start going through these questions.
Yeah, so
thank you so much for your patience.
We have about 12 minutes left, so we're going to tackle the other questions. And remember, you can always contact us if you just want to make an appointment for a consultation. Our phone number is 757-464-9224. You can message us info@gmlaw.net. We'd love to hear from you and hopefully help you out. Okay.
All right. This is the first question that came up on the screen, and it's from Anit Jewel. Does USCIS approve the I-131 and I-765 together, or separate for EB3 skill? That's a good question. So typically they will do a combination card. I have not seen one recently, whether it is. Anna Jewel, I'm gonna reach back out to you if you want to. You're on YouTube actually, so I'm gonna reach back out and see what the most recent cards are looking like when they come into our office. Whether I'm thinking they're a combination card. I don't know why they wouldn't. So thanks for that question and thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
All right. Elizabeth says, "Good evening, Elizabeth and Fabian are happy to meet you all. Nice to meet you too."
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
So if they approve together, but their processing time is different, this is the same question. Which one should I go for? I-131 or let me put that up on the board. So Anichel says, if they approve together, but their different processing time is different, which one should I go for? I-131 or I-765? I'm not sure. Okay, so I think maybe the question is, should I apply? You should apply for them both at the same time. I think that's what the question is, right? Yeah. I would apply for them at the same time. You don't have to choose between one or the other. They're going to give you.
I feel like the question is which one.
Yeah, they're going to give you both. They're going to give you both. So apply for both. Do you have any questions up there that we can grab?
Yeah, we had one question.
We only have 8 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. One question that came in, and I'll just address it. Somebody asked when I was scrolling through if there was any information, any updates on the immigration reform, and the answer is no. That is still just sort of stuck where it was. And we've talked about that in prior weeks. If you want to check out some of our old Facebook Lives, as soon as there's some movement in any direction, I will absolutely bring you up to date on it. And let's see here. One of the very first questions that came in, I know you hate time questions because there's so many unknowns, but it says,
yeah, you still read them.
Yeah, I still read them. What was the very first question?
Okay.
The very first person that got on. Master Krause wanted to know, is the I-129F taking too long at this time? I filed ours on March 8th. The website says 6 to 8 months.
March 8th, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So hopefully you get an approval of the I-129F. It's going to hit around 6 to 8 months, 9 months. So you're going to see an approval soon. The question is, how long is it going to take for you to get an interview? That's going to be the $1 million question. And that's what we've been really struggling with.
She said, I requested status outside processing times, and they said they don't have time frame when they will get to my case.
Is it outside of processing times? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We're still in, March 8th. Got it. You're just outside processing times.
Yes.
Yeah. Good for you for putting a status request. Keep doing that until they approve your case. So squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Squeaky wheel gets the oil.
It sometimes gets the oil, sometimes it doesn't. But you got to keep pushing. You got to keep putting the status request.
Do you have one there?
I do. Let's see here. Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello again. She says, my husband and I. Oh, look how cute they are. Adorable. Look, they even have the hearts. Y'all are so cute. Okay. My husband and I have been married 2 years. He's with me from Colombia. Can he apply to register for permanent residency or apply for adjustment of status? She is a American citizen, and I will speak very broad here. If your spouse is in the United States and the spouse is visiting, from another country, and you are a U.S. citizen, generally speaking, U.S. citizens can petition for their spouse, and spouse can file for adjustment of status. We do that all the time. We do that all day long. We have to find out certain things, with regard to immigration history, intent when entering the United States. So can you file for adjustment of status? More likely than not, a person is going to be able to apply for adjustment of status. I hope that answers your question, Elizabeth. We try, sometimes we are not good at this, but we try to get too deep into the weeds of certain facts. That's why we give general information, because this is not legal advice, and we don't want you to take action based on what we're saying, just to inform you and do further research, whether that's on your own or coming to speak with us for a consultation. But generally speaking, that's a go. All right. Hope that answers your question. Okay, we answered Rolla's. Do we have anything up there while we're searching? We have just a few minutes, guys.
Ricardo was asking which one is easier, CR1 or K1 for my fiance. She is in the Philippines, and can I hire you to help me with it?
So let's go last question first.
Can I hire you for this process?
Absolutely.
LOL. Yes. No LOL.
No LOL. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. These are the types of cases that we do routinely, and we'd be happy to help you with that. Now, as for your question of what's going to be better if you go, is it the Philippines?
Yes.
If you go back to the Philippines and get married, or if you do the fiancé visa, I just did like an hour and 15-minute consultation with someone yesterday about the same very question.
And this big grin on my face is that we get this question every single week. And we answer it every week because it's what people want.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right. Exactly. No, 100%. But this question is very fact specific, right? Like, I don't know. So, the person that I spoke with, they're dead set on filing the fiancé visa. But after we spoke, based on what they were telling me, it seemed like, hey, maybe you should get married based on what your goals are and what you want to do and your outcome and all of that. So my first question would be, how long will it be until you get back to the Philippines or another country where you can actually get married, right? Is it 6 months from now? If you say, hey, I'm not going to be able to go back for 6 months, I would most likely say, hey, you try to do the fiancé visa, right? Get something going. If you say, I'm actually standing right here, we could get married tomorrow, I might say you should get married. But again, that depends on the facts of your case. Like, does she care whether she comes into the United States and can't work or travel outside for 6 to 8 months and just stuck here doing absolutely nothing? She may not care about that. A lot of our clients care. They're not really used to nothing. So it really just depends on the facts of your case. I'm not trying to dodge the question, but we would need to know more in order for us to properly answer that question.
Which is why we recommend a consultation. We have a consultation fee. It's $245 for a 1-hour consultation. And in that time, you can really, dig deep. We can drill into the facts of the case and figure out what the best route for you is. And we can do that no matter where you are. We have clients all over the country. We have clients all over the world. We can do anything through Zoom or emails, phone calls, all of the above. So that we are physically located in Virginia doesn't matter. We can represent you no matter where you are. That said, if you're more comfortable talking to an immigration lawyer that you can sit face to face with in their office right down the street, fair enough. We get that. But you should definitely invest in the consultation fee, even for that lawyer as well, to make sure you're doing this correctly, that you're making the right choices, that you're not doing anything that is inadvertently going to destroy your case and be fatal to your case. It's just not worth making a costly mistake.
Right.
So I think immigration consultation fees are one of the best investments any person who has an immigration matter can make. But I'm biased. I understand that.
You're not biased.
You know what? I'm not. I'm not biased. You know what I am?
Biased.
I'm informed. I've seen so many cases get messed up because mistakes were made very early on. And sometimes folks don't even realize they've made the mistake until they're way down the process, and then they hit a wall and something's totally messed up, and it's really hard to fix it. So.
I have a big smile on my face because our little personal alarm clock, who is our 10-year-old daughter, Ray, she is the cutest, sweetest thing in the whole entire world. We love you, Ray. She is letting us know that it is 9 o'clock and this Facebook Live is this live stream is over
Yep.
because she needs help with her homework.
She's our timekeeper.
Now,
Come on,
so
Buzz.
guys, what time is it, Ray?
It's 9 o'clock.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock, which means Facebook Live is over.
It's 9:01.
9:01. Okay, but here's last message, guys, because we didn't get to do this because we were just so excited that Roy jumped on. We want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
We are not going to be here next Wednesday because it is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we're going to be, marinating things.
Stuffing turkeys.
We're going to be oh no, we're going to be brining
making
turkeys.
lemon zest for
Yeah.
something.
We're going to be doing all that stuff, making that giant pot of rice. So we will not be here Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We hope all of you have a wonderful holiday. And maybe we'll just kind of pop in on the lives during the week while we're eating all that turkey.
And for those of you on TikTok, I know there were a lot of questions out there, and I apologize that we didn't have time to get to them because we did have a special guest talking about a very important issue for many of our clients and people that have been inquiring about dual citizenship in the Philippines. So we wanted to get him on, share that information. If you couldn't hear that information, make sure you go back and watch the Facebook Live because it's recorded. You'll be able to watch it again if you want to get that information. And we won't be here next Wednesday, but come out the following Wednesday and get here early, right at 8 o'clock, and get your questions posted, and we'll get to them, I promise. All right?
Fantastic. We appreciate a follow, like us on Facebook so you can keep up with the updates. And we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Always a 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Get in, Ray. Get in. All right.
Have a great night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.